and welcome to your next PB&J card class. This week on the Penny Black blog, the designers will be creating cards using brushstroke stamps. And I've created a set today using these 3 brushstroke stamps by Penny Black. And here's a look at the technique using the brushstroke stamps, which gives you the look of either a watercolor or even acrylic painted look using your Copic markers. And this is the set that we'll be creating in class today. And I'll be demonstrating the technique on this card. So to begin, I'm taking Penny Black stamp and I'm inking this with Brush Corduroy Distress ink. And I chose Brush Corduroy because I want it to be light enough that I can layer color over the top and still have that marker have the true color. But I also want it to be dark enough that I get some of the texture of the brushstroke or the stamped image that shows through as I color it in. So I'm beginning with my Copic markers. This is YG91, and I'm just coloring right over the top of the stamped image. So this is my lightest color, and I'm just coloring over the top, and I'm not too worried if I go out of the lines a little bit because it's supposed to have the look of being painted or hand done. So if you go out of the lines a little bit, it's no problem. Now I'm going to switch to my medium color, which is YG95, and I'm just feathering this on in a few places to add some shading. Sort of near the base of the leaves and on the stem right underneath the flower there. I'll go in with my darkest color, YG99, and just add a touch of that just to darken things up. And then finally I'll go back and blend using YG95, that was the medium color. Now to color the tulips, I'm going to follow the same process. So I'm starting with Y21, adding Y26, I'm also going to add just a little bit of E35 and YR14 just to give a little bit of orange to that. And I'll go back and blend with the Y21. You can see where with this lightest color, I'm coloring over some of the open space of the image, just staying within what you would see as being the tulip itself. I'm not only coloring just on the stamped part, but also in the lighter areas. And you would continue to follow this process on all of the flowers. And when you're done, it'll look like this. Now I'm going to distress this, so I'm starting with old paper and I'm using the ink blending tool and the foam applicator pad off the edge and working my way on. I'm working up to the image a little bit over the stems, but I'm not going all the way in. I want to keep some white glow behind the flowers. Next I'll add Brush Corduroy. This color is mainly going in the 4 corners and just a touch of it along the sides just to darken things up. And then gathered twigs will go on the 4 corners as well. Now this is Penny Black letter background, which I'm inking with old paper distress ink, so that was the lightest of the 3 colors we applied to the stamped piece. I'm going to stamp this starting at the bottom and then one more time, and I like to start at the bottom when I have to stamp a background twice because it's easy to line it up there along the top. There's one last step to add to sort of the watercolor effect is I'm going to take a Stampers Big Brush marker by Faber-Castell, color this onto my acrylic block, and then mist it with water. And then I'm going to pick up that color with a paintbrush and then tap it onto the background. So I'm just holding my finger out and tapping that paintbrush on it, or you can tap onto a marker like so if your finger is a little sore, if you've been doing this a lot. And then I also want to add some green. I wanted this to have a real subtle look, so I used lighter colors. If you wanted to see more of the splotches of color, you could use darker colors, darker marker colors to do that. So here's another look at that finished card. I've just added to it distress inked background and card base. And here's a look at the other two cards that use the same technique to color in the flowers. And a look at the complete set together. Thanks so much for watching. For details and more information, visit www.pennyblacking.com.